Well, this one is going to be fun. We know there is no shortage of hateful tirades from Megyn Kelly, but this one actually was kind of embarrassing. My name is Brittany Page, and this is the Page Perspective. This is the Megyn Kelly, who is the former Fox News host, former third hour Today Show host, where she tried to construct a daytime talk show indicating she wanted to be the next Oprah, but couldn't resist spending her precious on-air time platforming Alex Jones or defending blackface. So she's now on YouTube, and her content has moved even further to the right now that she sees that's what pays. And listen, before we get started here, people will tell me, why are you giving this woman attention? She is unfortunately still relevant. She's interviewing presidential candidates. She has over 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube. She is swaying people in what they should believe. And I think it's important to challenge that, especially when it comes to the endless attacks on those in vulnerable communities. This time, one of her favorite targets, Dylan Mulvaney, an internet personality who is constantly smiling, always generating content that focuses on joy and inclusion, who is also trans and open about the transition process online. I don't want to intro this video too much because I want you to hear it from Megyn. So here is Megyn Kelly and her guest co-host for this segment, Britt Mayer, a woman who produces right-wing content for her Substack, talking about Dylan Mulvaney and a Woman of the Year award that she recently received.
Dylan Mulvaney accepts the Woman of the Year award from some UK publication called Attitude. Look at this.
I love this. I love this. I love this. Accepts the Woman of the Year award from some organization called Attitude. Megyn Kelly's giving away the game, flippantly referring to it as some organization, just transparently making it clear in the first 10 seconds, by the way, that this really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if, in Megyn's words, some organization gives an award unless it can generate hate clicks and revenue. And keep revenue in mind because that's an important piece of this. Now, fair warning, before I play the next clip, because it's going to start with what Megyn cuts to after her flippant some organization remark, to part of Dylan's acceptance speech, and then it rolls right into Britt Mayer's hateful tirade.
Woman of the Year award, supported by Virgin Atlantic, goes to Dylan Mulvaney.
Some see me as the Woman of the Year. Some see me as a woman of a year and some change, as I only publicly came out online 560 days ago. And some people don't see me as a woman at all. No matter how hard I try, or what I wear, or what I say, or what surgeries I get, I will never reach an acceptable version of womanhood by those hateful people's standards. But as long as I have the queer community that sees me for my truth, I'm gonna be okay.
There's so much wrong with what he just said, like that end tagline with the queer community. Well, what about gays against groomers? Has he run that by them, to just say that they're supportive of him coming out as a woman and taking our awards?
So let's set aside the misgendering and the convoluted gays against groomers argument she went with there, and just emphasize again, quote, taking away our awards. Were either of these women in the running for some organization called Attitude's Women of the Year award? Or what am I missing? Why are they so desperately concerned about some organization giving an award? They're not. They know it is popular to act like trans people are taking things away because it gets people riled up, ready to comment, ready to subscribe, ready to like, ready to feed the algorithm. But they didn't stop there. And again, fair warning, because this one gets extra hateful.
But as soon as you're you're exemplifying who I am and saying that we're all supposed to participate in this make-believe. Like, that's where it crosses the line. He is not a woman. He's correct in saying that no matter how many surgeries he gets, no matter how much lipstick he puts on, no matter how many sparkly dresses he puts on, he'll never be accepted as a woman. He should have just stopped there. You won't. You are not a woman. You
Correct.
never will be a woman.
It's never going to happen.
Period. Full stop.
Sorry.
Period.
Yeah. Sorry.
No.
Not
What
sorry.
a joke.
I know it is a joke. And shame on Virgin Atlantic for sponsoring that event and that award. Shame on you. You know better.
Mm-hmm.
This is some appeal to its leftist followers, I guess, or leftist flyers. You can't find a better cause to endorse than Dylan Mulvaney as Woman of the Year. Fuck off.
Ooh, look at how edgy Megyn is when she's free from her corporate overlords, you guys. Got that fire red background, dropping the F-bombs. So edgy, Megyn. So let's back up to where Britt said, as soon as you're exemplifying who I am, and then eventually you'll never be a woman. This is such a strange thing for me to understand. I just don't get why they feel so threatened. Why is Dylan Mulvaney being recognized as a woman taking something away from you, or somehow exemplifying, because that's the word that she used, exemplifying who you are? People get to define for themselves what their identity is and what that means for them. For example, Megyn Kelly is a woman, and to her, that means wearing makeup, getting hair extensions, having her nails done, getting a spray tan, and generally trying to project that classic Fox News host persona. Megyn might also say part of her identity as a woman is that she's a mom who birthed 3 children. Great. Some women are mothers. Some women cannot or do not want to birth children. Some women wear makeup. Some women do not. Some women are tall. Some women are short. Some women are physically strong and tough. Some women are not. Some women win awards, and some women get really upset and jealous because they didn't win those awards. You see, being a woman can look many different ways. Also, the "you'll never be a woman" thing directed at Dylan Mulvaney is hateful, obviously, but it also reminds me of those internet sleuths, you know, the term that they've coined, transvestigations. People will tweet about like Margot Robbie and Dua Lipa being trans, inspecting their bodies for signs that they're not women. Right-wing zealots champion the phrase, "we can always tell," when the reality is you can't. And it doesn't even matter. Why does this matter? I keep coming back to that. Maybe it's just comes down to a fundamental difference in worldview. I don't feel threatened when others are included, supported, and encouraged to live their best lives. I don't think someone else gaining access to equal treatment in society takes something away from me. I think there's room for all of us. I also just find it hard to take these people seriously as they feign concern for women's rights when they prop up, support, encourage their audiences to vote for people who are actively stripping away women's rights and women's bodily autonomy. From the overturning of Roe to the wave of abortion restrictions across the country, causing women to be forced to carry and birth babies who spend their very short lives suffering and dying in their mother's arms, to children who are raped and forced to have their rapist baby, to women who almost die because they're unable to obtain abortions, to stripping funding for programs that support mothers and babies and putting an end to maternal mortality review committees like I talked about in my last video. These are actual threats to women's lives and well-being, not some faux concern for clicks about Dylan Mulvaney winning an award from an organization you stated you don't even care about. Good for Dylan Mulvaney. She seems like a lovely human being, and that's really what it matters. That's what it comes down to. Are you a person who punches up, or are you a person who punches down? I think we know the answer when it comes to Megyn Kelly. When study after study finds large majorities of trans people face discrimination, anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation, you'd think that that would engender greater compassion for this community, a desire to help, to be an ally, to not make life harder when life is already hard enough? I guess not when those checks keep coming in, huh, Megyn? And speaking of that, we didn't even get to my favorite part of this video. I want you to watch this hilarious juxtaposition here with Megyn Kelly's final words and the transition to her ad.
You can't find a better cause to endorse than Dylan Mulvaney as Woman of the Year? Fuck off. The shredded lettuce on your favorite burger, the fruit filling in a donut, you may be surprised to learn they don't actually count on those 5 servings of fruits and vegetables you're supposed to be having each day. Oh no.
Fuck off. Fa la 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 la, the shredded lettuce. Dear Lord, think of Megyn Kelly's team and what they must have said to themselves as they were putting together this content. So they said, let's not only monetize this video on YouTube, but let's put an ad in it because it's probably going to do so well and get so many clicks. They know. By the way, is this company that the ad is for, Field of Greens, are they happy to sign off on this hatred, by the way? Is this the kind of content that they want Field of Greens to be mentioned with? What is going on there? I don't know, but this is a good illustration of how much it pays to be hateful on the internet. I know this. You won't find me on the dark side. Trans rights are human rights. What do you think? I'd love to know. 657-464-7609 is the number you can call. Leave a voicemail, or you can send me an email to idoubt@dollemore.com. You can also support my work on Patreon, patreon.com/idoubtitpodcast. If you want to fight against the power that the right-wing media has on the internet, be sure to support your favorite creators. It doesn't need to be me. Anyone that you feel has an important voice online. It matters so much that you like, comment, and share their content. Like I said, doesn't have to be me, it can be anyone, but just be sure you're supporting them and sharing that content. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.